Congratulations on the UFC contract. Give me an idea what's the emotion like for you right now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a whirlwind. I mean, it's a little wild right now. I'm trying to take it, a little by little, just to put it all together. I mean, I worked on this for a long time. We planned it for a long time. I could clearly see myself and picture myself going this route, and I knew it was going to happen. It was a matter of time. Some stars have to align. You have to work hard, and eventually it happens. So now I'm just gonna soak it all in. We've got a couple days to relax and back to work full time. I mean, work, train all the time, get ready for another fight. This is what I love to do. As I said, I did it for free. I'll do it for free again. Nothing's going to stop me from doing this. So,
from the outside, it's pretty difficult to criticize anything you did tonight. But from your perspective, how was your performance?
I think it was all right. I mean, I only had a couple of weeks to prepare. I do stay in shape throughout the whole year because of situations like this. Fights can't happen. You can get a shot anytime, right? And if you're ready, you don't have to get ready. So that's kind of what we at Anchorage Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu do. We just try to stay ready as much as we can when it happens. We're there to jump in, steal the show. That's what we did tonight.
I think you clearly did.
Thank you.
Were you expecting that type of fight? I mean, it was action from the start, and he had some pretty acrobatic stuff, pretty creative stuff. Was that the type of fight you were expecting?
So I watched a couple of his fights. He's got really good kicks. It seems like he's done quite a bit of taekwondo or some kind of kicking. I was a little bit concerned about it. I'm like, oh gosh, you never know. It's a fight game. Anything can happen at any time. But I was well prepared mentally. I knew that things are going to happen my way if I take it step by step and put it through my fight process. I put on my fight, I put on my show, and he's going to follow. Whether it's, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. If I do it, how I train it, how we program it, it's going to happen my way. So that's what it kind of happened, and I'm happy with the performance. Some stuff that I'd like to work on is just move a little more. Of course, just like any fighter, but that's something that's easy to, fix. And then we got started getting all tangled in, leg locks and stuff, and I wanted to strike more, which is what I like to do. I think it puts on a good show. Everybody enjoy to watch it. I personally enjoy. So that's kind of where I wanted the fight to go, and it went that way, went in my favor, just like I planned it. Now we're here.
Last thing for me, you said you'll get right back to work, but what's the ideal scenario for you if your UFC debut? I mean, is there a time frame, an opponent? I mean, what's the ideal?
I'm ready to go. I mean, I'm training all the time. I'll be ready, a couple weeks. Give me a couple weeks, and I'll be ready again. I'm working with my nutritionist. There's still a lot of stuff that I need to figure out. I've been fighting at 170, and I walk around 175, right? So this is the first cut. I mean, I read all the time. It was me and my coaches at Anchorage Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Ryder and Matt. We knew I was going to fight at 155. It was the matter of time and the right opportunity, right? Because, every fighter knows weight cuts. They tend to drain you out a little bit, if I can say it, And it was, as I said, the matter of time when we were going to start doing it, and there was an opportunity, of course, for Dana White Contender Series. Perfect opportunity, my first weight cut, and I worked with several people, and the last bit of the cut, maybe last 10, 15 days, I worked with Dr. Mateo in Capo Nutrition, and he helped me quite a bit. We did that cut smoothly. I was back up to 170 next morning. I mean, coaches know, and I've been eating quite a bit, and I'm happy and full.
Over here on the other side. You said this was your first weight cut and it went smoothly, but did anything catch you off guard that you weren't prepared, like how your body would react?
It was a new thing for me, right? I walk around 75. I just fix up my diet, and I'm at 170, ready for a fight, and that's what we've been doing so far. And I knew when it's time for the, higher end competition, more exciting fights, tougher fights, I'm gonna go, lower weight class, because that's where I'm supposed to be. Because all the fighters that I read about, all the fighters that I follow, all the fighters talk about is cutting weight, and some of the guys that go up to 180 pounds plus, they fight at 155, depending on how their body reacts to the cut, right? And some of them miss the weight because of it. So I always knew I wanted to be at 55, so there's still stuff that I need to figure out the way my body works, what is the proper nutrition I need to intake to get my cut even better and smoothly, so I can go to those 5-minute round fights and put on some good show.
You said this was a last-minute change-up for you, right, in opponents. Is there any benefits in that, so you don't have to focus so much on what they're doing, and you can only focus on yourself?
I didn't know for sure if it's gonna happen until the last moment, right? But we talked about the fight, my manager at All Fight Management, Nicholas Oliver, we talked about making it happen, but we weren't sure, right? I knew there's pandemic. It's different everywhere, every city. So in California, I'm very thankful that Mikey made it up here. I mean, California's not doing that well when it comes to pandemic. We at Anchorage Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, we've got our program is where we got these groups of 5 to 10 people, right? So we can train and keep that social distance. And if it happens that one person from one little group either gets sick or not feel good, we have the whole group out of 5 or 10 people that will not affect the rest of us training. So it's kind of a good bubble that we created, and we don't have, people that are coming from different gyms or visiting or anything like that. So we're trying to stay as good and as clean as possible, cleaning after every session, morning, night. We've got several trainings throughout the day, and luckily so far, nobody. I mean, we might have had one person come in with a higher temperature and we sent them home. They weren't able to train, and we wouldn't let them back in until they came in with a negative test, right? So in Alaska, we're trying to, be diligent when it comes to that so we can train. But again, in California, as I said, Mikey had I don't know if his gym is even open. He took the fight on short notice, and as I said previously, it takes 2 for tango. So I'm very thankful that he made it up here to make it happen. But as far as your question goes, I wasn't preparing for anybody specific. I was training, and it was a blank face for me that I needed to bash, right? So whoever it was, I was just gonna go out there and bang, right? Because that's my shot. I'm gonna make the best of it. If they put 3 guys in there, they're fighting an army of 1,000, because there's people that put in work with me. You can't see them, but they're all right here. I'm in front, right? But there's many people working to keep me where I'm at.
And you said you did this for a long time for free. What exactly did you mean by that?
I never got paid for a fight until recent 5 fights.
So even like your professional career, you were taking free.
Yeah, I've got paid a few $100 here and there, but I wasn't doing it for money. As an amateur kickboxer, I haven't been getting paid. You get a medal, this big medal, I keep them. I have them at home. It's dear to me. I mean, it's worth more than any money that I can get paid right now. But it brought me here. You can't buy this stuff. Every fighter dream. I mean, just look at this. I mean, the organization. I'm out of words. It's gonna take a moment for me to realize what is actually going on.
And then one final one. You said you hadn't seen your family in 3 years, correct?
Yeah, it's been a couple years that I haven't seen my family. I've been working with my immigration attorney back in Alaska to have it resolved, and I'm here through the sport and stuff, right? So it's a long process, and then the pandemic hits and everything stops, right? So I planned on going to visit them this year, and my attorney says, don't go. There's stuff going on in the world. Serbia's not doing that well when it comes to pandemic. They're not being as diligent. There's been some protests during pandemic. It's crazy everywhere. I mean, you guys know, everybody watch the news. It's insane. Thank you.
Congratulations, man. Jim Grieshaber, Cage Side Seat. Can you just talk about your mindset? Because it's a special mindset, obviously, to get here and to be in the UFC to begin with, but your journey is incredible, man. Being away from your family, taking the last bit of your money, moving to Alaska when you hadn't been there. That kind of dedication is what it takes to make it in this world. Can you just describe that journey and how you develop that mindset to overcome anything and go through anything to get here?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. So I got an opportunity to go to the United States. I always wanted to. My mom introduced me and my brother to English when we were young kids, and I watched the shows growing up. OC, like I wanted to surf. I wanted to go to Hawaii. There's stuff that I wanted to do that I didn't have access to over in Europe, right? Not as much, at least. So I got an opportunity to go. I had a few $100, right? My family helped me, and they basically paid for the trip and everything. It was through college, this summer program and whatnot. So I joined the gym, and these guys helped me out, and I've been with them for 5 years almost now, and we've been working on this, and they know I want to be a fighter, and I knew I wanted to be a fighter, and and it wasn't as clear of a picture that I wanted to be a fighter back then when I moved, right? I moved looking for myself in a way, and I still fought, right? I visited gyms everywhere I go because it was always a safe zone for me, right? Fighters, if you're into fighting and you know fighters, when you go to a gym, there's respectable, nice people in there. You go there, you find friends. Anywhere in the world you go to a fight gym. If you're a fighter, very easy to earn respect, right? You go put some fist on somebody, right? You go start a sparring, a good matchup, just for fun, training. People give you a lot of respect, and I respect a lot of people, through that sport. And it was always an easy way for me to meet people wherever I go, and that's what I always do, and that's what I suggest everybody doing, because it's very easy to meet people that way, right? So that's how I joined the Anchorage Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and since then, they've been my family here in America, and they've been taking great care of me. Anything I ever needed from day one, there's not a single time somebody said no to me, whatever it was. So talking about mindset, there's that moment in your life when you kind of figure out what you want to do, right? Not everybody get to realize that. There's particular moments in our life where you kind of go the route, okay, this is what I kind of want to do. And there's sidetracks all the time. You can go this, that way. I realized I wanted to be a fighter, I'd say maybe 2016, right? Maybe a year into being in the United States, I realized I've worked some jobs, I've worked construction, serving in restaurants, doing this and that. And only thing I go back to is fighting, right? So I'm like, this is the only thing I want to do. I go become a car salesman. I'm doing very well as a car salesman, but then something's bringing me back. I still only want to be a fighter. And I put my time in the gym all the time, regardless. I didn't know I'm going to go to become a fighter. I didn't know anything. I was just like, okay, this is the only thing I can stick to throughout these years. It's been so many years, since 16, 15 years old that I started kickboxing. That's the only thing I kind of stuck with. It's stay with the fight game. Life is a fight. We all fight, right? Somebody fights this battle, the other people fight that battle. My battle was fight game, and I always enjoyed it dearly. And that's kind of how I stick with it, and I just kept going and feeding that dream a little by little every day, right? And it grows. And as it gets closer, it gets bigger, and then I start seeing clear, right? This is what I want to do, and that's where I need to go. And now I have an exact plan, and I know that I need to execute, right? I know steps that I need to make to get where I want to go. Full-time training, get your diet right, don't go out partying, don't do drugs. It's very simple, right? Those are the simple steps that you can make, not me, anybody. Read books, right? Feed your mind. Do your mind gym, do your physical gym. Those are the things that I would suggest anybody else do, right? You got the choice. You're going to go out clubbing, you can go out training, right? You want to live 50, you want to live 75, 80, 90, life can be a beautiful thing. You just got to make it right way.
Well, now that you made this happen, what's the plan from here? Because so many people have a plan to get there, but then when they get there, they go, oh, what's the plan now? But you're the type of dude, I know you already have a plan in place.
Yeah, nothing changes. We just keep training. I'm going to try to get another fight as soon as possible. I want to fight. As I said, I just want to figure out the way my body works better so I can get those 5-minute round fights. I stopped almost everybody in the first round. I need to test myself too. I need to know how my body is going to react to that kind of pressure, and I want to. I cannot wait for it, right? So now there's opportunities, there's people that are going to help me with it, and I have a good team by my side. They're my friends, they're my family, and I think we're going to make some great things happen. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, guys.